Hi, welcome back. I'm Kathleen Jasper, and today we're talking about strategic leadership, one of the most important content areas you'll see on leadership exams, like the SLLA 6990 and Praxis 5412, but also one of the most important ideas you'll actually use as a school leader. Strategic leadership really centers on vision, mission, and goals, and more specifically, how those things are shared across a school community. Here's the big idea I want you to keep in mind. Strategic leadership is not a solo act. The word you should be thinking about over and over again is shared. Shared vision, shared goals, shared decision making. A strong school leader doesn't sit alone in an office writing a vision statement, printing it on posters, and calling it a day. Instead, they bring people together, teachers, staff, sometimes students and families, and build something collectively. Now, vision and mission matter because they communicate what a school believes in. They set the tone for the culture and climate of the building. Some schools have their vision everywhere, on walls, t-shirts, handbooks, while others barely talk about it at all. But in practice, I actually think goals are even more powerful than lofty statements. Goals are where vision turns into action. Reading goals, math goals, attendance goals, discipline goals. These are the things that move a school forward day by day. That said, vision and mission still play an important role. Think of vision as the big overarching why and mission as how you plan to get there. To give you a real world example, when I think about my own company's vision, preparing learners for success, it's intentionally broad. It applies to students, teachers, and leaders. It leaves room to grow, but it stays grounded in learning and success. A mission statement would be more specific, explaining how that vision comes to life. One of the best examples of a shared vision I've ever experienced actually comes from outside education. I worked at the Ritz-Carlton, and their vision, ladies and gentlemen serving ladies and gentlemen, was something everyone knew. It didn't matter what role you had. That shared vision created pride, clarity, and consistency. People felt empowered, and the service reflected that. Schools work the same way. When everyone understands the purpose and feels ownership, the culture changes. Another critical piece of strategic leadership is data. Before you even start talking about vision, mission, or goals, you look at the data. Not just surface level numbers, but disaggregated data, digging deeper to find gaps and patterns. Sometimes leaders think they know what the school needs, but the data tells a different story. That's why this step comes first. This process is often called a needs assessment, and you'll see that term come up a lot on exams. A needs assessment simply asks, where are we now? Where are the gaps? And where do we want to be? Low reading scores, attendance issues, discipline concerns, those are all needs. And once you identify them, that's where your shared goals should focus. In an ideal world, this work is done by a diverse team. Teachers, administrators, support staff, maybe even students or parents. Everyone brings a different perspective, and that's what makes the plan stronger. Strategic leadership is democratic by nature. It's collaborative, intentional, and rooted in evidence, not assumptions. So when you're thinking like a strategic leader or answering exam questions, remember this. Leadership is shared, goals are driven by data, and vision and mission are built together as a community. That mindset will serve you well, both on the test and in real schools. Before we wrap up, if you're getting ready for your leadership certification exam and you want to walk in feeling confident and prepared, make sure to check out my website at kathleenjasper.com. You'll find comprehensive, in-depth resources designed specifically to help you understand the concepts, think like a test maker, and pass your exam with confidence, not just memorize information. And don't forget to connect with me on social media. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, where I share regular updates, exam strategies, practical leadership tips, and plenty of free resources to support you along the way. Thanks so much for listening today. Keep showing up, keep learning, and remember, you can do this.